Hi everyone and welcome to my session. It is called Large Language Models for Better Developer Learning of Your Product. My name is Bobur. I am a developer advocate at a company called Atacama. Also, I am ex-Microsoft. I have been working in devrel over 5 years. I'm also active open source contributor to Apache Software Foundation. If you would like to have a chat or connect me on LinkedIn, Class Scan Discord and make a connection, I will be more than happy to have an online session to answer your question and address about devrel and AI in devrel, how we are leveraging AI in devrel. And I have been also speaking in many events last year and this year in 2024. Last year I've been delivered 35 different in-person and online sessions at various conferences. You can see the pictures depicted from some previous sessions. So today's agenda is about how, as we know that developers, we are highly interested in AI technologies. I assume that more than 60% of the developers globally already working on or learning about AI and generative AI. In this session, we'll discuss how the developer relations meets generative AI this year, and how these changes, AI changes affecting on devrel. Some of the consideration you need to take into consideration when you are integrating AI tools into your devrel strategy. I will also walk you through these tools, and we will try to address the main question: is the AI wave currently going on is a threat or an opportunity for devrel teams? Nowadays, going through a bunch of records such as legal papers, academic studies, news, technical guides, and books can be automated using AI. Large language models can be applied, as we can see, to a variety of use cases and industries. For example, OpenAI's GPT-4, a powerful LLM used for a wide range of NLP tasks, and ChatGPT, we know that set the record for the fastest growing user base in January 2023, proving that large language models are here to stay with us longer. As I am also a developer and I have been working with Python a long time, I decided also to build my own applications using new AI technologies. What about quickly summarizing your content, get the information you need in real time from private, large, unstructured documents in your Dropbox? For example, the same tool can be used with OneDrive or Google Drive. I decided to make my job easier when I'm creating invoices or summarizing my content using my own private tool that connects to Dropbox and analyze my documents. Or next, this is another app to find real-time discounts and sales prices from various online markets around the world. I connected to real-time Amazon APIs to fetch some discounts, deals, coupons information, and then it makes me easier to find out these discounts I am interested in. And you can also advance this feature by adding some alerts. When there is some discounts, you can get some discount information from the AI application. Another application you can think about, LLM app that provides real-time alerts for significant document changes or updates. Let's say you are working with marketing campaigns, and this system can monitor various aspects such as content change, campaign performance metrics, and or the audience engagement. Real-time alerts enables marketing teams to respond quickly to changes to make sure that these campaigns remain on track. Or the last one I would like to demo, one of my application is effortlessly extracting and organizing unstructured data from PDFs, docs, or other unstructured information more into SQL tables in real time. This example, as you can see, extracts data from unstructured files and stores into PostgreSQL table. Also, it transforms a user query into SQL query, which is then executed on PostgreSQL tables. So here, as you can see, we are progressing quite fast based on the 4 applications I was able to build, and it takes me like for each building application like 1 or 2 hours. and it's already like ready to use. Let me know in the comments if you find this application useful. I will be more than happy to provide the source code for them, and then you can also give a try yourself. So let's switch our attention back to the developer relations, as we call shortly devrel, right? Developer relations, exactly what it means as a marketing policy that prioritizes some relationship with the developers. And for those who doesn't know in depth what is a devrel or what does a developer advocates do, for example, devrel can act as a bridge between your company and its technical audience. Our primary goal is to build a strong, engaged community around the product or any developer technology. We provide education, support, and we try to foster the engagement, and we try to simplify the developers' learning experience and challenges they face. And some people ask when exactly devrel can be helpful for the company. Let's assume that if you're building a developer-oriented product, that's where devrel can help. Assume that marketing team cannot reach the right audience when they are demanding highly technical content, and they are actively avoid the usual sales and marketing channels, because devrels or developer advocates, they are technical person, they are more like expertise in providing some examples and selling messages for your audience. Or another thing is maybe product managers are struggling to understand the new industry trends or without being expert in this domain. Or sometimes engineering teams are super busy in building a product, and maybe they might not have a time or the skills set to do everything that devrel does. So, and from that perspective, our devrel divides into 4 pillars. Mainly, we do developer marketing. We try to understand who we are targeting, what kind of developers for a product, and we make sure that they have information and tools to make the decision. Also, developer enablement, developer advocacy, and community also our part of responsibility. And as you can see, developer relations, after it introduced it enabled also marketing, community, and other things. For example, we are creating and maintaining always the process where our developers can have a common goal and relations. Developer relations enable developer education and foster developer experience and support and developer success. As you can see, for the developer education, we create sometimes documentation, tutorials, videos, and guides. For developer experience, we improve always API design and the SDK experience. Also, we get some feedback always while they are using our SDKs. And we also support the developer success. Once we know what the devrel is, and now let's bring your attention and how AI changes developer relations nowadays. AI, I think, will be the accelerator of pre-existing developer relations trends. For example, AI assistant documentation for production use cases. For example, AI can act as a copilot for us taking our routine and boilerplate tasks. In this context, AI can help speed up the documentation process by inspecting our APIs and the code. Also, it's helping us nowadays creating code samples, and also supporting in real time some developer requests. You don't have to answer yourself, an AI chatbot can answer these questions. It's also in the support context, for example, a well-implemented bot always can handle simple support requests, or if you have an AI chatbot, developers, instead of going through the enormous documents, docs files, they can also search in the search bar specific information. I have started using ChatGPT, for example, generate short descriptions of new articles, new variation of titles for my blog posts, even some article outlines. Why I still have to guide and fact check the AI machine, because it is saving at least a few hours of my work, but at least I am one who is fixing and advancing the AI solutions. Imagine being able to summarize community posts, Discord channels or Slack channels. I can almost guarantee we will begin seeing soon like a community copilots that can help to coordinate between different channels and outlets. However, as you can see, generative AI is creative, but not as creative as we are humans. It also doesn't do well with personal experience or realistic examples, especially niche topics like ours. Data processing pipelines in Python. While you can try to push to do so, it doesn't always understand real life. It struggles with replicating human experiences, and it doesn't do well with extending a piece of context. It's always struggling to go deeper topics, so you will often to find repeating the same level of definition of your topic while you are asking questions. Here's a table of things how the AI is helping me nowadays. Let's say, for example, last week I pushed the sample report to GitHub showing how to build real-time data processing pipelines in Python. This also involved some of the number one use cases just above, since I was using ChatGPT while writing the code, because the simple scenarios nowadays GPT can create somewhat close to reality. The most powerful thing, I think, the AI, you can feed some context documentation information to your AI and provide some searching functionality, let's say on your doc page. This is how we can approach in devrel to help the developers to find easily the information. We are already seeing some work being done with support bots or ask docs functionality for our developer documentation or the API descriptions. Let's have a look at building an AI chatbot that can help the people understand your developer documentation more easily and answers user questions. They can find answers quickly without needing a human intervention, right? Which might be speeding up the workflows and improves overall developer satisfaction. With the Pathway team, what we did, we integrated this Ask Me bot into a Discord server where our Pathway community they are. You can ask questions about your specific information to find out easily the documentation details or code samples. This definitely allows the developers to query specific question from a single prompt. It saves time from parsing some of the pages of the documentation or contacting developer relations representative directly. From the code-wise, also it's simple. If you navigate to our repository, open source repository Pathway, you can find many examples as I demonstrated at the beginning. One of the examples also looks quite simple, how to connect the AI chatbot to our documentation. It's very easy. As you can see, we are just connecting to docs data by using built-in connectors, and we have some libraries to make it easy to calculate vector embeddings by chunking the big amount of data into chunks and feed this data into the Discord servers in real time. And let's say it's called also differently RAG approach, retrieval augmented approach. As you can see in the diagram, it highlights the common architecture for it. While you are ingesting some data from APIs or files, databases, what you do, you just build a data pipeline that processes data, transforms it, and calculates some embeddings, as we know, vector embeddings. And also, after calculating the vector embedding, it stores for fast retrieval to the vector storage, like a vector database. And then you can start to build your application on the top of it that provides some search bar with the backend service that accepts user queries with the questions. And then it does, again, from the query, calculates vector embeddings. And from the vector embeddings, it finds relative close vectors we stored in the previous step in vector databases. That's how the common RAG approach works. But if you are trying to build your AI application or feed the context, custom context to AI application, it's not easy enough. You need to know nowadays a lot of technologies and frameworks, and sometimes it's well confusing. And here we can see a lot of technologies nowadays building around AI applications, such as frameworks, APIs for LLMs, so on. And while with the team of Pathway, when I was working in the past, we tried to build our own also the framework to help the developers to reduce this job. I mean, you don't have to know all the technologies and tools to build AI applications. Our LLM app provided by Pathway, it's fully open source, where you can replace all these technologies and knowledge by using a single application. Some of the simplification we introduced our devrel experiences by using the Pathway open source technology. For example, it means you can also reduce go to market time. It's a lower cost because open source is for free, and it's a highly security like a context where you can also run it on the top of your custom LLMs without using public LLM providers. And of course, it's using also under the hood Pathway technology, where you can connect to any real-time data sources. Nowadays, as open source, we are supporting following sources, like it can be unstructured data, structured, semi-structured, live data. You can ingest data from your docs page. You can ingest your data from PowerPoint, any PDFs or Slack channels to analyze your devrel experience better. Here's a list of key features LLM application offers. For example, it can index real-time documents without using any vector storage or vector databases in real time. It means it also reduces infrastructure overhead. From the architectural perspective, it simplifies much. Nowadays, use the emerging technologies with LLMs. As you can see, simple architecture we are demonstrating. Everything is managed by the single framework, where you don't have to know how these things internally work. With a certain lines of code, you are already building some developer experiences for the Discord server. For example, you can connect to your internal local files or external, maybe GitHub Markdown files to ingest the data, and we can connect to multiple providers, LLM providers, publicly available, like OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, some LLM from Facebook or Google. So other stuff is fully managed, like vector indexing, chunking the information, and feeding this data into the Discord servers. There are still some challenges to make these LLM applications or AI chatbots to the production level. It's easy to providing some examples. We are still testing our Discord server applications. The issues we have seen, besides the ambiguity of natural languages, right? Sometimes we are facing hallucinations, and there are also cost and latency. For example, you never know when you can get the answer from OpenAI because they don't have SLAs. There's no average time responding, where you can expect the real response from the AI, OpenAI on time. Other things, problems is offline evaluation. Of course, when you're writing, for example, unit tests or testing in the documentation or code samples for correctness, it's impossible to evaluate it without connecting to public OpenAPI servers. And sometimes the LLM providers, the LLMs, they respond differently at each request, and it's impossible to test and make sure that everything is working fine. As you have seen, it's easy to make something cool with LLMs, but it's very hard to make something production ready with them. So if you're interested in observing our open source framework in Python for building LLM applications, come this QR code. It will bring you to our source code I have shown already to you, and you can try to run Discord sample application. Maybe it might help you to run your own Discord chat AI bot that responds based on the documentation you have. Here are the takeaways from my sessions. As you can see, integrating the AI into software development and devrel is better as it's accelerating our existing productivity, right? Rather than it's completely disrupting us. And AI representing both significant opportunities and challenges for devrel, while it can automate also tasks like technical documentation, support that leads to increased efficiency, and potentially it reaches developer experience. And as I think also AI will enable new class of users like creators who can tap into productivity that previously only available to software engineers. Non-software engineers also can do some engineering works by using low code and no code trends. And start also think about AI integrations for your developer product. Thank you for attending my session. If you would like to have questions, please feel free to ask me on LinkedIn or leave your question in the chat. I will be more than happy to address them. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.